how's it going, guys? Welcome to Audio Addiction. We have some special guests with us, and they can say their name, their band, and what they do.
Hey, thanks for having us on Audio Addiction. It's great to be here. I'm Nathan Green. I'm one half of the duo known as Cabrini Green.
And Moxie Cotton. I am Mary Browder, but with Cabrini Green, I'm Moxie Cotton.
Also in Cabrini Green. Yeah.
Awesome. So the first question, guys, I guess, how did you two meet? How did you guys kind of create music, and what happened with that, pretty much?
Well, we've known each other for quite a while. We met actually. I met her when she was doing a show.
I was playing next door to Greg Ginn from Black Flag with my partner at the time, Jeffy Deluxe, wonderful musician. He's like a 5'6" gay furry, and he and I were sat directly opposite Greg Ginn from Black Flag, so we thought we'd have absolutely nobody in there, but this guy came wandering in apparently.
Yeah, it was, and the rest is history. No, actually, it took us a while before we started making music together, but yeah, it was at a venue called the Greenhouse, which is sadly no longer, but it was a really cool little spot. It was like a little thrift store that would have some pretty cool shows. Yeah, and it was Greg Ginn from Black Flag was the headliner, but
yeah, and
the one that
I don't remember.
Yeah, it was, but yeah, I saw her, and yeah, we eventually started making some music together.
Yeah, and a couple months later, I was in his house running a line for a microphone into his bathroom, saying, "No, this is the way we're gonna do it."
Yeah, we were turning my bathroom into a vocal booth for her and her friends to do some vocal samples that I could use when I'm making music, and that's kind of the first time I think
so.
Started doing music together.
I think so.
That's awesome. Well, I'm glad Black Flag brought you guys together. That it's always interesting for me to find out like how people kind of come together, because it's you never always get like the same sort of answer from somebody. Everybody has a different perspective on like how they meet up in music, and I guess obviously you guys had come over and did the music thing. So like I guess how was the first like practice or like kind of like interaction when you guys are like initially creating music and stuff? Like how was that experience? And like obviously you guys are together and still doing music, so how was that first, like, because obviously you guys had only met at like a show, so imagine how the first kind of beginnings happened.
Yeah, it was interesting. Like she said, I had them in my bathroom using it as a vocal booth, her and a friend.
Yeah, and he made clear he wanted some samples. And at one point I was just like, how about we just do one of mine? Because this girl, I've been a songwriter since I was 12 years old. My dad's a songwriter here in Austin as well. He's in the Texas Songwriters Hall of Fame and Austin, obviously. But there was one song I'd already written, and I was thinking about selling to a girl called Devil from the Waist Down, and this girl that we were with happened to know it, and she has perfect pitch, so she could sing in perfect harmony with it, just having heard the song, and that was the very first thing we did, and yes, we ran the line into the bathroom.
Yeah.
And recorded it like that, and that was probably the very first thing we like exchanged.
Well, apparently we discovered that had the best acoustics out of anywhere in the house, or at least anywhere that my cable could reach.
I knew it would, just like when I walked in the room.
Yeah.
Like, I went, that's what we're gonna do. I don't know, that might not be normal for.
Yeah, it worked though. We don't do that anymore. We don't record in the bathroom anymore.
Well, I hope not, because that would be very interesting, and I would hope that you guys would be able to, record in a studio or something like that.
Confession time, I have done at least one backing track in the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
I just need the verb on it, and I didn't want to mess with the computer.
Yeah.
There we go, guys. Well, the next question is, what are some favorite venues in the area that you guys like to play at? or catch a show at in your free time?
Favorite venues? Well, I think actually probably my favorite spot to play here. It's sadly, unfortunately, just closed. They just closed down.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the issue we have here is a lot of the venues, don't stay around sometimes. Like sometimes they just, I guess they're just not making enough money, and
Sure.
then the rents are going up a lot here. So, but I would say like Dozen Street was probably my favorite spot to play. And before that, it was actually.
We had history there.
It was Club 1808.
Dozen Street, it was 1808, where I would play with him and my partner Jeffy that I met him with. Because I would play in band. I would play everything from electro clash to noise to hip hop. At 1808. But yeah, for some reason that club's never done well, despite being in really an awesome physical location for a venue.
Sure.
Yeah, I think Dozen Street. I think would do well on the weekends, but I don't think they did well. I don't think they had enough going on the weeknights and stuff to really support it. It's unfortunate. It was a really cool spot. It was fun. I hope. I hope another spot moves in there. Yeah, I haven't actually played at Sheriff since it was at the old one, but I would like to play there again.
Oh, we played Sheriff.
We did actually with Chris Big Money. Yeah. Yeah, we actually did sort of hijack a show there.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say hijack because we were invited.
Yeah,
to,
it wasn't like
we weren't. We weren't doing some. We're doing some Somali pirate shit but yeah, it was fun. Yeah, we went to I want to do a show at Flamingo Cantina.
We've done Carousel a few times.
Yeah, Carousel.
Okay.
That's classic. Carousel's fun. Sahara Lounge is really fun.
Oh yeah, we played there. That was cool. That was cool. Yeah.
Let's see, we've done Badlands. We've done a lot of the East Side circuit, really. Empire Control Room a few times, where the pictures always look really bitchin' because they've got on visuals.
Yeah, they have nice. They do a nice job with the visuals there. So
I swear that guy's sole job is to make you look 10 times cooler than you actually are, and it works.
So shout out to Dick over there for doing a good job on the visuals. So it's I like to just play house parties and stuff.
Yeah.
Too, so it's really fun. Yeah.
Yeah, and we were gonna have our own here, but had to cancel it because of the whole.
Well, I'm gonna say we had to postpone it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have it eventually.
We have a couple weird.
When all this blows over. Yeah.
There we go. Next question, guys. Obviously, to follow up the venues. What was the last show you attended that you guys didn't play? I know it's kind of a sad question to ask now, but what was the last one you went to?
Oh, I was all ready to see some shows during Southwest and they canceled it.
Sure, yeah.
What was the last show? It's been a minute.
Actually, the best was Nick Cave. We went and saw Bands for Bernie.
Yeah, it might have been Bands for Bernie. That might have been the last show we went to. Yeah.
Because we were gonna see the one at Elysium last weekend, but
obviously got canceled.
So the cancellations. I'd say the best
cancellations
show we've ever seen together was Nick Cave, though.
Yeah, that was good. He's supposed to be coming back in October, so hopefully that'll all be good by then. Bands for Bernie, I think, was our last one because my buddy Pat G was playing at that one, and I wanted to go out and show my support.
Yeah, we love Pat G.
Shout out to Pat G. The next question, guys. Probably the biggest.
That's a lie. We were at Resistor.
Oh yeah, that's right. We did. I'm sorry.
Lying liar.
It's not a lie if you forget something. Yeah, we did. I was volunteered at this. Sorry to. Forgot about that. I volunteered at it. Well, I didn't think about it because I was actually volunteering at it.
Because there's the Electric Outlaw, the man from Pluto, who's actually very cool. Just look at pictures of this guy if you got nothing else to do.
Yeah, that was an event they put on here. It was kind of like a electronic music festival, and I was volunteering, helping out with the sound man and all that. So, it was fun. That was the last one we saw. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely.
Yeah, together, definitely.
No.
There you go. Well, it's not a lot. I mean, you forgot. You know, what are you gonna do? I'm not gonna like hold you to
Yeah,
your
it's not a
answers.
lie.
But anyway, guys, the next question, the big one: who are you guys influenced by, and who do you draw from?
Well, so I always describe my sound as dirty South rap meets British post-punk music. So
Okay.
I think that's largely what influences me is I kind of draw from those two things. So I'm really into like a lot of the post-punk type of scene. Like, for example, like The Fall is my favorite band probably. I like Happy Mondays a lot. And then I like DJ Screw a lot. I like really a lot of Dirty South rap, particularly Memphis and Houston rap. But I do like a lot of stuff out of Atlanta too. But I do like a lot of rap in general, and I listen to a lot. I listen to a lot of dub. She's not into it so much, but I like the dub a lot. I'm really pretty diverse. I mean, I like some metal. I don't know that's necessarily an influence on what I do, but I like some of that stuff, and I like the dude that mastered my last album's a big metal guy. I like classic rock. I mean,
Yeah.
You pick a lot of your best, like, you end up with a lot of really weird, like, cross-genre metal musicians, I feel like, especially in Austin.
That was the first.
A lot of the metal musicians I know are like, well, I'm also a jazz drummer. Like,
Yeah,
it attracts
uh,
a lot of the music nerds. So, like, even if you're not, like, a huge metal fan, like, I feel like it's difficult to not respect metal.
The first place that would like regularly book me here was a metal club, actually. Headhunters.
Headhunters.
Yeah. So that's an interesting scene because I feel like they're open to stuff that's a little different. It doesn't have to necessarily be like metal for them to be into it.
Absolutely.
Like I feel like
there's a 15-year-old
Yeah.
industrial band.
I feel like they are pretty. I like that scene because they're pretty accepting. Like sometimes I feel like kind of like individual scenes can be a little too closed-minded to stuff that's not in their scene, So
Yeah.
I do feel like I pull a lot of influences. What about you, Moxie?
Well, we overlap with the post-punk.
We actually have a lot in common. Yeah.
We overlap a lot with just that whole era of like. I mean, I'm more like Bowie, Joy Division, Banshees. Like that's the stuff that I grew up playing.
Yeah, I love Bowie too.
It's not that era of punk, but mostly post-punk, New Order, all that.
Oh yeah, definitely that kind of stuff too.
I mean, 80 Pop's The 80 was probably one of my favorite albums growing up. I think Juju was the first record I ever bought, like myself.
Nice.
I mean, my dad's a rock and roll guy who was, hitmaking in the 70s, so he had quite the collection. But like, for myself, it was definitely Juju, The Cure, all that. And it's interesting because my other band is more like you hear a lot more of that kind of twee post-punk influence. I love a lot of twee, K records, Sarah records, all that stuff. Like, I live for that shit. But I live for just good songwriting. I don't care if it's Gershwin, Ben Folds, or Brian Wilson. Like a good songwriter's a good songwriter.
Yeah.
And so that's like. Our stuff started getting good when we started writing songs together. And so it's funny because those are like probably my musical influences, and you'll hear a lot of that. And you'll hear a lot of jazz, oddly enough, in my piano parts and stuff, and a little in the vocal. But hip-hop wise, like, there's a group I love called Yo Majesty. That's 3 huge black lesbians. They are amazing. But mostly I'm influenced by just like outrageous front people of every genre, whether we're talking Bowie or like ODB, probably my biggest rap influence, Old Dirty Bastard.
Yeah,
I like Nicki. Everyone fucking hates Nicki, but I like her. Whatever people are writing for her these days are pretty good. I mean, yeah, Wu-Tang definitely is like my number one. I'm probably like the youngest person you'll know that can still name the 9 like original members of the Wu-Tang. But outrageous from ODB to Freddie Mercury. I mean, and there's really not enough. Like with the kind of music we do, I always would rather be the outrageous front woman because there's not enough of that.
Yeah.
Like. if anything, I feel like I have to like bring a little bit of more rock and roll to the duo because that's just where I come from.
Yeah.
It's what I do. But you can't be an exclusionary musician. And one kind of fun fact is between the two of us, we speak how many languages?
I don't know. How many do you speak?
Well, yeah,
I got 3.
So he's got 3, so English and Portuguese.
Mm-hmm. Spanish, yeah.
Okay, and then I've got French, Swedish, German, English, a little bit of Arabic, Farsi, not much.
So like, I think that's 6.
Between 8 and 11. I think we just counted correctly. If we went with fluency, it's like, yeah, about 6. So I think anybody that's interested in linguistics and interested in higher level songwriting and the structure and the art and practice of songwriting is going to have an interest in hip hop, whether it's a conventional one or not.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot going on lyrically.
And there's a lot to be done,
yeah.
I feel like, especially as like a young white woman in hip hop. Like, we haven't done enough yet.
I feel like it gets overlooked. I mean, obviously hip hop's extremely popular, but I feel like it sometimes doesn't get the recognition it deserves for some of the lyrical subject matter. I mean, even though obviously it's probably the most popular.
And it is genuinely
right
10 times more challenging. You know, I can sing for an hour easily. It is genuinely 10 times more physically and musically challenging to jump between singing hooks and rapping verses. If you're genuinely doing that shit, and we have a policy where we genuinely do that shit, like, yeah, you're not going to hear recordings, like playback. Like, I don't believe in playback of vocals. Like, possible to do harmony or something.
Yeah, that's why I need her. I need her for those hooks. Yeah.
There you go. Well, I'm glad you guys kind of like pull from, you know, different bunch of genres. I feel like a lot of what I do, I try to like, especially this year, I've been trying to get a lot of different bands from like a bunch of different genres, stuff that I'm like, you know, not familiar with, that just, you know, helps me kind of broaden my horizons, try to listen to different stuff, you know. And so I believe it was Moonray. Shouts to those guys. They were the ones who had recommended me to you guys, or some. I know it was a band from Texas. So I was like, have to get these guys on because it's again different for me to have on, and I always enjoy having like different artists on to see, you know, where they pull from. Also like stuff that I can go check out like after I'm done the interview and be like, this is tight. Like, I didn't even know this band existed, or yada yada yada. So you know, I definitely have my homework cut out for me, and I have some good bands to go check out when we're done with this.
Oh yeah, you can check us out, CabriniGreenEnterprises.com. We're also on all the usual suspects on all the social media. Well, not all of it, but a good chunk of it.
There is a MoxyContin page. I usually just use CGE. Also, you can catch my other project, and he engineers on it as well. The Pop Charts is my other project.
Yeah, the Pop Charts is basically us two right now. So
yeah, it's actually a band I've had since I was 13 years old with a rotating lineup. But
oh wow,
about 3/5 of the band moved a few years ago, so it's had a kind of rotating lineup. But I've just kind of been the chief songwriter and vocalist and key player, arranger, whatever.
I would say that's more of our kind of for our pop material and chief.
Yeah, like so that stuff. I mean, and I am very influenced by just like pop songwriting conventions. I mean, like I said, my dad's a songwriter. I've made a point of hanging out with a lot of the older Austin songwriters because, strangely enough, we all know each other.
It's a small town.
It really, truly is. Yeah, like anybody I meet over the age of 50, if I mention his name, they're like, "Oh my God, I remember him!" and blah blah. They have some crazy story that I just can't possibly imagine. But I'd have to say that's kind of baked into my DNA, is that kind of like writing with an ear for what people listen to and dance to. And my dad is more of the like kind of Southern fried rock stuff, but. And he's also sold songs to George Strait, you know, like, so like a lot of what I know about the music business comes from that. But I think there are a lot of local songwriters. Stephen Doster, probably one of our best local songwriters, and he's in his 40s. And they're all, the thing is, if you pull from every generation, you have so much talent in the city, it's ridiculous.
That's awesome. Next question, guys. if you could pick somebody to collaborate with, to have like a guest feature on your next record, or a producer you'd like to work with, who would it be?
That's a good question.
Thank
I feel like, unfortunately, I hate to say it, most of the people that I consider to be legends seem to be passing on. Unfortunately, I would have loved to.
Back Prince.
I would have loved to done a track with Bushwick.
Can we resurrect Prince for this answer?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Hey, listen, do what you want.
I guess if you're looking at people that are still with us, I don't know. Who would you say out of people that are still around?
Someone that I would love to work with. Oh, God.
Man.
On the engineering end, someone who's very much alive and very much evolving at all times. Trent Reznor.
Ooh, 9 Inch Nails.
I'd love to see what the fuck Trent Reznor would do with my shit.
I'm gonna say.
Also, he's got like a Moog Voyager, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Please don't hate on me, internet, if I'm wrong about that. Some jackass told me he had a Moog Voyager, and I really want one of those.
I'm gonna say for mine. I'm gonna say the RZA for his for his production. For his just I respect the legendary production.
There we go, guys.
It's gotten better than that in terms of hip hop production. Those jazz piano parts. That's all there is.
Yeah, great. I really have a lot of respect for what that dude's done.
There we go. Well, I'm glad it was like pretty much polar opposite answers, but both really good answers. So, Trent, if you're watching this, and RZA, I know you guys tune in regularly. So if you want to hop on a track,
I hope so.
You gotta put it out there in the universe. You never know. That's how I see it.
Guys, bring whatever you want.
Quarantine, they might be looking for some more content. Might come across this.
Who knows? Next question, guys. If you were to compile a dream tour lineup, who would be on it?
A dream. So, like you're saying, we're going on a tour with some other acts, pretty much.
Correct. Yeah, your band is going on tour. This is going to be your tour.
Wow. I'm gonna say I'm gonna go with Happy Mondays because they never tour. I saw them in 2010. I think that was the last time they toured America, so I think it'd be cool to bring them back over here. And I'm also gonna give a shout out to my buddy Metrodome, who is in the band called Levels with a Z. It's basically like the Wu-Tang Clan of Manchester. So I'd love to bring them over here for like a tour. That'd be great.
So I would totally take the Dum Dum Girls. They did.
Yeah.
Oh, I need your bedroom eyes. So I would take those chicks because they've got a badass chick drummer who stands up. Awesome. I would absolutely play with them. Ladytron. And then I want to take some of the struggliest struggle rap out of this city because, holy shit, we have some hustlers here. I don't know. I'd want to take some very struggly struggle rap. We've got perhaps the best struggle rap CD we ever got was actually on our car after a show.
Maybe we could have a
legend around here.
We could have a battle rap kind of thing.
Yes.
Maybe to open it up.
Yes, absolutely.
Get local struggle rappers from every city we go to.
And of course we'd take Chris Big Money with us. That's our boy.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That's our boy.
Get my boy in there,
Yeah. With the famed hit single Kitty Cat swag.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
It's tight. He goes hard and rhymes very sincerely about how badass his cats are.
Mm-hmm.
Can't top that. I feel like that's a high bar to measure after. So.
And that's the thing. People always assume we're kidding about this shit, but no, they're that's what I love about it. Zero fucking irony. There's a lot that's zero irony about. So,
I also think there'd be a little something for everybody on this lineup.
Yeah.
It's got something for everyone.
It's eclectic.
Whole family can play.
There you go, guys. Awesome. Next question. I know you guys play a plethora of instruments, but if there was another one you could master, what would it be?
Theremin.
Theremin?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to disrespect anybody. That's probably not too hard to learn. Theremin? Yeah.
I play stringed instruments
I'd
and
like to-
keyboards and vocals.
Yeah.
Theremin is actually supposed to be hard as shit. I mean,
You
and
think so?
I don't know. You
All
saw
right,
me
I'm-
play a D-beam with precision. For those of you that don't know, a D-beam is an extremely shitty
Yeah.
theremin that comes on some synthesizers. And
Yeah.
ours is real shitty, no volume control or anything.
Oof.
I'd like to play.
If you could play the D-beam consistently, I would believe that you could play a theremin, but there's just no way.
I like to
It's
play. I like to play the saxophone. I start busting out some straight like '80s
Yeah, we
sax
could do like
solos.
morphine songs
Yeah.
if you played saxophone. I guess I'd have to learn 2-stringed bass then.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that'd be
since
great.
theremin's so easy, that'll be my second one.
Yeah, I feel like the saxophone doesn't get the respect it deserves.
Yeah, and we'll just cover the entire album, Cure for Pain, and like people, and hope nobody notices that we just stole it too.
Awesome, guys. Next question, a fun one. Favorite TV show, favorite movie?
Well, okay, my favorite movie, I can answer that one pretty quickly. I would definitely say 24-Hour Party People, my all-time favorite movie. I can just watch that one anytime. TV show, I don't know. That's a little tougher. Kind of depends on what I'm in the mood for. I mean, I like. I think like I would have to say probably, in my opinion, the all-time greatest drama on TV is The Sopranos. For comedy, I mean, I like the Simpsons. I mean, obviously they've kind of fallen off a little bit, but still, you gotta respect what they did for television. So go with the classics there. I don't know. That's pretty much. Mr. Show. That's another.
Ooh, yeah.
I haven't watched that one in a while, but that one was definitely a big kind of hit me during those formative years. That's a good one. What about you? You got anything else?
Black Books. It's probably one of the best British TV shows ever, about just a complete alcoholic who runs a bookstore, and he's just a hot mess. First episode's about him, just trying to find ways to avoid doing his taxes, and at one point he gets himself beaten up by skinheads. It's really beautiful stuff. But yes, and then obviously Doink Law and Order. I love all Law and Order. Just represent. And since I picked 2 TV shows, I think I will just not admit that The Godfather really is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Nothing wrong with that.
That's a good one.
It's both the gym, but I know that's pretentious as fuck, but I speak French, so I think I'm allowed to like Jules the Gym. I like a lot of French New Wave films. I like a lot of Fassbinder as well. I like a lot of stuff that isn't like necessarily repeat watch value, but got value. If that makes sense.
There we go, guys. Next question. If you're trapped on a desert island for the next month and there was one record you could bring with you, what would it be?
Oh, we have to share.
No.
Who do we each?
Okay.
We each
That
get a record? I
actually
don't
could have
know.
gotten tense.
I probably try to pick something long so I can have a lot of different stuff to listen to. I don't know. I don't even. Man, that's a good question.
I know we'd probably be over here cheating
Can I
if we
pick a
knew
box
about the
set?
island adventure. Yeah, we'd be cheating, rifling through the
Yeah.
we could go with the 24-hour freaking throbbing gristle record or something crazy like that, just to have the longevity.
Yeah, maybe so. I don't know. I'd go for something long. Yeah.
I'd bring something by Queen. I'm not gonna specify because I don't think I'd be able to pick until that exact moment when you force me on the airplane or whatever.
There we go.
But I'd probably
Because I
go.
need something I can sing.
I'd probably go with the greatest hits or something like that.
Yeah.
Some sort of greatest hits collection. Just you only got one.
Yeah.
Like 100 Years of the Great American Songbook or some shit.
Something, yeah.
Yeah, you know what? A Burt Bacharach greatest hits would actually probably be a pretty satisfying desert island, LP.
Yeah.
My question is if we have the physical media to play this. Not using this.
Listen.
Yeah.
You might be reading into that question a little bit too much, but I appreciate the intellect. That's a good move. You might have put me in a little bit of a imposition, but
Album How to Build a Boat.
Right. As read by George Carlin.
Yeah. And then the last thing, guys, the most important thing, tell them about your band, where they can find you on social media, and anything coming up in the next couple months.
Well, hopefully we'll have something coming up in the next couple months.
Yes, I also hope so.
I'm telling you right now, all right?
There's absolutely nothing coming up that's within the lines of the law.
No,
until the 19th. That's going to be in public, but I think we are.
Let me tell you this. We were going to, well, let's do the social media first. I think I mentioned this earlier, but www.CabriniGreenEnterprises.com. CabriniGreenEnterprises.com. It's all one word. That has links to all of our stuff, but we're on all the SoundCloud and Spotify and Facebook and all that.
The Pop Sharks, Moxicon, MOXIECONTIN. I am disappointed in you drug addicts that cannot spell Moxycontin. They always misspell the content part. I don't know. I'm disappointed for a generation.
Honestly, I thought it was cotton too. You know, so
everybody always thinks that shit.
I don't really know anything about that stuff, but
it's okay. And God love you for it.
Yeah, no, I would say, just Cabrini Green, or you may need to check Cabrini Green music. If you Google Cabrini Green Enterprises, we'll pop up. But yeah, we're on all that stuff. The SoundCloud, Spotify, Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff. As far as upcoming stuff, I was gonna do a show at my a house party I do at the end of South by Southwest every year, but of course that's had to get postponed because of the all the shit that's going on. But hopefully we'll be able to do it pretty soon, and we'll have kind of a big party to celebrate kind of return to normalcy, which I think everybody's gonna be looking forward to.
Yeah.
So.
It's for Cabrini Fest 5 to be May.
Well, I put mid-May. I think it's probably being optimistic, and maybe you put it back maybe a little later now. But
that's subject to Mayor Adler.
So we're hoping in May or June sometime we'll be able to do this fest. And I usually like to do a show for my birthday too. So I usually do it at Dozen Street, but with them closed, I was going to try to set it up somewhere else. So one of those two will be our next gig. Even though actually we're going to apply. I don't know. We're going to apply for the Balanced Breakfast showcase. That's going to be an online thing, kind of like this. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully they want us. So, but if not that, we'll be at the Cabrini Fest and hopefully birthday show.
Word, and I mean, I'm from a family of professional musicians, so we'll hack some BS together. Not that. Stay tuned. Yeah.
So once things start opening back up, we'll get back out there. Yeah.
There we go.
Now, we're doing our part. We're doing our part to
actually
stop the curve or whatever it is. Yeah.
Quarantining is really not all that different from just an average us recording sesh. We do kind of lock down from the rest of the world and only leave for necessary shit.
Right.
Like the hot tub.
We normally follow all suggestions, but since we don't follow the whatever they call it, the 6 feet apart or whatever. It's for the two of us, though. I mean, anybody else, stay 6 feet away from me, bro. But we're kind of making an exception there, right? But
I think anybody trying to social distance in their own domicile would end up murdering their spouse or something.
We got closer together if anything. So, man, but
let's quarantine in the hot tub. Can't really complain about that, I guess. But there are definitely people that have it a lot worse, and the canceled gigs are a big deal down here. So
so hopefully, hopefully the I have to admit I don't know exactly what's going on politically, whatever, but hopefully that stimulus thing is going to help out some of the local businesses and stuff, right? Because they need it,
And shameless musician shill time. If you are a fan of music, if you are disappointed you didn't get to see so-and-so at South by Southwest or whatever, donate to Music Cares. They're the ones that are paying out. They have an emergency fund for musicians. They're paying out a lot of us that had canceled gigs. wonderful organization. They can hook you up with some other stuff. Here in Austin, we've got a couple of great organizations, but that's a national one that's kind of addressing
Yeah.
the whole crisis.
And yeah, they've really helped her out a lot.
Personally, yes.
Awesome.
Because she's been hurting a lot from it. You know, like, and I mean, honestly, like, I have like a day job, so I haven't really been hurting as like some of the other people are, but a lot.
Well, and I do too, but I'm disabled.
Yeah.
I'm limited in what I can do.
So and then
I need those gigs.
Yeah, and then with everybody being out of work now, they're all trying to get those the job online stuff that she does.
Yeah.
So you know, it's hard out there for a lot of people right now. I mean, you know, I ultimately I feel pretty fortunate, but there's a lot of people that are
Help Alliance for Austin Musicians.
Yeah.
You got a little extra jingle. I mean, those are organizations that really are like taking money and handing it straight to your artists. And yeah, those of us that go through that process, we have to show that we're artists.
Yeah.
Where you can buy our music, who we are, what we do, you know, like.
And I think
sometimes you even have to send in your tax returns, you know.
And I think if this whole situation has taught us anything, it's really just how important healthcare is, you know. So, it's usually the kind of thing that in the past maybe I wouldn't have kind of thought was kind of a boring subject or not really cared too much about. But I think this shows us just how important it is, you know. So it's really important that everybody's getting the healthcare that they need, you know. Like
right, and and it can be done while also having the lifelines that people need.
Yeah.
That's a wonderful organization. That's the group I mentioned, Music Cares, all one word, 1C. They're owned by the Grammys. I'm just a big fan. HAM is spelled HAAM, Health Alliance for Austin Musicians, and they have a mental health counterpart as well called the Sims Foundation.
Yeah, so shout out to them for doing some great work.
Awesome. Well, go check out Cabrini Green. All of the links will be in the description below. You can find out about their music. If you want to donate to Music Cares, there will also be a link for that too. Hopefully everybody's staying safe out there. And if you enjoyed this interview, share it, like it, subscribe. It goes a long way. And thanks, of course, to Cabrini Green for coming on tonight. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having us. That was a lot of fun.
What a dude. Thank you.